Hello, welcome to Finance with Justus. I'm Justus. Earnings week is already starting, and it's starting off great. UPS today released their Q4 earnings, and I already gotta say, they had low expectations. The entire transportation industry is very cyclical, so when the economy is going into a recession, it usually doesn't do so well. You can see that they're already trading at a 13.46 PE ratio, but UPS today beat estimates on their bottom line. They had a 4.2% revenue growth. The revenue growth was slightly smaller due to the international segment growing slower, and the supply chain solutions also slightly suffering. Of course, international business is also suffering under the strong dollar, so that's certainly has something to play. But one thing about UPS, it is not very reliant on its international markets. The US segment is very big, and they're not that much internationalized yet. While they only managed to grow revenue at 4.2%, profitability is actually increasing much faster. The operating profits, so the core business, grew by 7.5%. And even better is the net income growth. Here they had a growth of 10.9%. This, together with a slight buyback program, results in an EPS growth of 11.7%, which is fantastic for a 13.46 PE ratio company. This is a very difficult time for transportation companies. Fuel costs are rising fast, energy costs as well, and they're managing to grow EPS by 11.7% year over year. That is a fantastic result for UPS. Of course, the one thing that held the company back even more is fuel costs. Fuel costs grew by 61% year over year. This is probably one reason for the low PE. People were expecting such a big fuel increase that it would eat the margins too much. But as you can see, UPS has delivered 7.5% operating profit growth. Now, of course, when you think about it, with fuel costs increasing by 61%, what happens when they fall down again? I don't think they will reach levels that were there before the Russia-Ukraine war and the oil crisis, but they will certainly go down in the long term. So if UPS is already resilient enough in a sluggish economy with very high fuel prices, I think this could be a very big catalyst for a company in the future. UPS has a fantastic balance sheet. They have a slight increase in cash on hand year over year. Plus, they can pay off nearly all their long-term debt and capital leases with the cash they have on hand. You gotta think about it. Nearly all the long-term debt with the cash on hand. Sadly, the free cash flow was a bit reduced due to pensions and retirement contributions. That is maybe something we would need to look in further before we decide to buy the company. Why is there such an increase this year? That was sadly not mentioned during the earnings. With this quarter, in the US, UPS has shown that they're one of the leaders there. My only concern about this company is the international weakness, because the international freight markets are very competitive. The USA currently have a duopoly between FedEx and UPS, and maybe Amazon is also coming there as well. But in Europe, Asia, etc., there are so many companies who deliver your mail, etc., that I don't know if UPS can actually compete there that well. And if they do, they will suffer a bit. As you can see, the international market is way more competitive. That is why the margins there are not as high in the American ones. On the other hand, they can manage to compete with Amazon, FedEx, etc. with a strong balance sheet. They have so much cash on hand that they can invest in the infrastructure to fulfill more packages. So I think this company, even in a recession, can withstand all the problems. I think there's way to grow. They just need to show that they can grow in the international markets as well. At this low of a PE ratio, UPS is a strong buy. It is a very defensive company, continuously pays a good dividend, it buys back shares, it has a strong balance sheet, strong earnings growth. I think this is a fantastic company. What do you think about UPS? I'm thinking about adding it to my portfolio maybe in the future. Write it in the comments below. Have a good day.